I say this in every single Canelo Alvarez video I do, but one of the ways he breaks down his opponents, especially ones that are longer and taller than him, is by applying constant pressure by sneaking his lead foot into punching range where he could do damage. He does this by stepping forward with his rear foot first, so he could then step his lead foot forward without making his stance too wide after. He also hides this step with his rear foot by leaning forward first on his lead foot and then leaning back as he steps his lead foot forward to make it look like he is in the same place, when in reality he is now in punching range. We saw Dimitri Bivol counter this strategy by timing his punches after Canelo's lean-in, and this is because he knows Canelo steps his rear foot forward with the lean-in and he will momentarily be in a narrow stance where he cannot punch from. You see the lean-in from Canelo, and then shortly the rear foot step comes, and then Bivol times his punches with that step. Now Jaime Munguia did have some success early in the fight using the same strategy of timing his punches after Canelo's lean-in to catch him while stepping his rear foot forward into a narrow stance. Now you can't really see the feet here, so I drew a green line to represent Canelo's head position. We see that he leans forward as indicated by the red line, and Munguia jabs Canelo right after since Canelo stepped his rear foot forward into the narrow stance with the lean. And then we're going to see the same thing in these examples of Munguia timing Canelo stepping his rear foot forward behind the lean-in. Now that's about the only comparison we can make between Jaime Munguia's performance against Canelo and Dimitri Bivol's performance against Canelo. Unlike Bivol, Munguia pales in comparison on the defensive side. While Bivol made sure to always escape out to safety after throwing, Munguia oftentimes would stand in front of Canelo after throwing, lingering in the danger zone without creating any traffic to dissuade Canelo from simply punching him back. And here in the knockdown sequence, Munguia misses this left hook, then simply resets and stands in front of Canelo without creating space, circling away, smothering, or creating punch traffic to prevent return fire. When you need a moment to rest or reset after throwing, you must do so smartly, and Canelo makes Munguia pay by piercing his guard easily with this hook uppercut combo that sends Munguia to the canvas. Here again we see Munguia attack Canelo, but then after resets and stands in front of Canelo offering little resistance, as if he's waiting for Canelo to punch back, so Canelo does exactly that. And the same thing here, Munguia attacks Canelo, but stays in front of him so Canelo can return fire. And the same thing in these sequences. On top of idling in front of Canelo after punching, Munguia would also have the tendency to idle in front of him at moments where he seemingly is either resting or is waiting for something to happen. You see, one of Munguia's best strengths is his punch output, but he actually isn't very economical with it, since he has these moments where he is more or less defenseless in front of his opponent. Whether he doesn't know how to effectively maintain control when not punching, or he is too tired to, he lacks the ability to use feints or probes to keep his opponent occupied. The knockdown in round 4 seemed to have caused some urgency in Munguia to pick up the pace, but this caused him to abandon the strategy of timing his attacks on Canelo's lean-in favor of attacking at random, which Canelo would bait in and counter at times. This caused more moments where Munguia would surrender control and idle in front of him. And here are more examples of Munguia just idling in front of Canelo and then getting punished for it. And that's going to do it for this one. I had to use mostly still images because of copyright, but if you want to see a version of this video with the full clips playing, I will be posting that version onto my Patreon, so sign up if you'd like to see that. And as always, thank you all for watching, and thanks to my GOAT tier patrons, Jason Mahinan, Grant Gabriel, Albert Chen, Gosla Geza, Marshall Bott, Jesus Galindo, Nyan Valdez, and MSM Neil, as well as my channel member Lucas Miller. You guys keep the channel going, and I'll see you all in the next one.